Good afternoon and welcome. You are joined here by Bryce West at Fairmont High School. Fairmont High today hosting PAARL Boys. I'm joined with my co-commentator here, Rowan McLachlan, MIC of PAARL Boys Hockey. Rowan, thanks for joining us today and it's great to have you.
Yeah, thanks Bryce. Beautiful chilly day out here at Fairmont, but we've been received really well, and yeah, just happy that the boys can play some hockey again. This is our first fixture back essentially since Rondebosch back in May. So yeah, just great to see the boys out on the pitch.
Yeah, it's fantastic to be back out on the field. I'm sure the boys are excited, have played minimal matches over the last 2 years. But yeah, it's good to have PAARL Boys out here. I know we usually do this fixture every year before season starts, so it's great that we can actually get it done in 2021. And yeah, thanks for getting out here and getting some games for us.
Yeah, no, I think PAARL Boys and Fairmont have always had good camaraderie between the two schools. So, you know, at this point in time, any game time is good time. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just happy to be playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, currently PAARL Boys high on the ball here with Jaden Eunice. Playing it back to Frenchie.
PAARL Boys in the blue playing from left to right, Fairmont in the green playing from right to left. So first half of the 16B boys game. We already had done a 16C boys play early in the first game of the day, which was a 2-2 draw, and last up we had the under 14A boys, and Fairmont were victorious, winning the game 3-0. But it was a really good game, open-ended, and unfortunately PAARL Boys just couldn't get on the score sheet during the game.
Such a nice under 14 game though.
Yeah, it was
very
great to
clean.
watch.
I umpired that game. I blew my whistle perhaps 10 times in the whole game, which is always cool as an umpire. Yeah, really good skills executed from both schools, but as you said, unfortunate for PAARL Boys that they just couldn't get onto the score sheet. Seems to be an exciting game happening in front of us here.
Yeah, as we see Uzi on the ball, it's a 2v1 in behind PAARL Boys defense. If they can connect the pass, it's a great ball to Joel Brown on the backhand, but it is a dangerous as he's missed the ball, and umpire Murray, who umpires quite high level hockey here already, has given a free hit to PAARL Boys.
Great bit of play there from Fairmont. Would have been beautiful if he could connect that.
Rowan, you coach the first team boys.
Yeah.
Excited for the game later this evening?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think it's our matric's last game today, so yeah, I think it's just cool that they at least have a bit of a send-off. I know our rugby boys, they unfortunately don't have any more games for their matric, so I mean their last game also would have been Rondebosch, so just nice that the boys can actually play and have that one last game in the jersey.
And it's always a competitive game between PAARL Boys and Fairmont, so
always going to be competitive, and the good thing is that Fairmont looks a lot like PAARL Gym now with their new clothes.
I was going to say, you guys can call this a derby if you want.
It feels a bit like a derby.
Yeah, you see the first team boys kid later on tonight, you're not going to be sure who you're playing. But
I noticed that for the under 14 boys clothes, they looked exactly like PAARL Gym, so
it's a bit of a 2-in-1 fixture for you guys tonight. Yeah.
Yes. No, but I'm just excited for the matric boys. I know their emotions are going to be high tonight, so yeah, I just want the guys to have fun.
It's a great ball across there by the Fairmont player, and unfortunately just hitting the side of the goal box there, Uzi, and it's a 16. Yeah, I remember when I was involved with Boys High in our final game, the emotions after that game it really catches you. For myself, like not being as invested as the rest of the boys, I even caught myself being a bit emotional because it just rubs off and you see how much it actually means to them, and it's
so much to them,
and when they realize it comes to an end. So I'm sure we'll have a few tears at the end of the game tonight, and I'm sure that you'll try to distance yourself from the boys to make sure it doesn't catch on.
The boys had their last training session on Monday evening, and there were already a couple of tears after that when they knew that was their last session. So yeah, no, I think the emotions are going to be high tonight, but yeah, just as long as the boys just have fun, and that's what it's about at the end of the day.
No, definitely.
Especially with the whole COVID situation that we're in. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we're just fortunate enough to be playing games. So just. And we get
Uzi on the ball. It's a great save by the goalkeeper. He's got a second opportunity. He's hit his own player, and it's PAARL Boys free hit out of the D.
Good attacking play from Fairmont here. They seem to be. Well, they seem to have a few nippy strikers up front.
With some good speed.
Yes, able to get in behind
As we saw
the
James in the
defense.
under 14 game, when he got into space on the right hand side there, not many people were catching him.
No,
Very
no.
exciting young prospect
Motors.
there.
Motors. Unfortunately, PAARL Boys are just not being able to connect the passes down the left hand side of the field there.
So Rowan, you said your guys' last fixture was against Rondebosch. Always good to come up against some of the best schools in the
Yeah.
Western Cape, and
Yeah.
even before that you guys were involved in the CPL Teams Edition,
CPL
where you
Teams
also came
Edition.
up against some of the other Southern Suburb schools.
No, there's no easy games in the southern suburbs.
No
eh?
easy games out there, but I mean, it's always something to look up to. You always want to be playing
Yes.
against the best and really test where you guys are. So
Yes.
from those fixtures, how do you feel it benefited you guys going forward if we did have a season?
Yeah, well, I think especially that CPL. I mean, there we played the likes of Sachs, Weinberg, Paul Roos, Visacham was there, and they've really come up nicely.
Yeah,
I think Fred's doing an amazing job out that side.
definitely. Shout out Fred, all of you.
Yeah, and if you want to be the best, you got to play against the best. And I mean, you've got to
100%.
play against the best, continuously. I think the big problem in the Boland is we've got maybe like 3 competitive schools, and if we're not playing them, then we don't really have much other competition out there. So coming to the southern suburbs, the level of hockey is just that much higher. And I think our boys definitely learn a lot when we play against them. I think we've got a different style of playing out in the Boland compared to the southern suburbs. Definitely learned our lessons there. But the boys played well. They really surprised me because we didn't really have much of a pre-season. The guys really got stuck and they played some impressive hockey. Yeah, I think had the season gone on, we could have upset 1 or 2 schools.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Which would have been cool. We've got some good talent in our team this year.
Yeah, I remember last year you guys had 2 really good pre-season tournaments with the under 16 and first side, doing quite well. So
Yeah.
there's some great talent out there. As we see Fairmont with the first short corner of the game, and it's drag flick to the right, and it's well stopped by the postman and cleared for a long corner.
Out on the left post.
And I was speaking to one of your first team players, Liam, earlier in the previous game. He said you guys also had a fixture against Grey Bloom, another derby that happens every
Yes.
year. They came down to PAARL this year.
Yes.
It must have been great to host them again.
What a game! Fantastic game. We really played some good hockey. Paul Jim equalised with us with like 1 minute to go, and that game ended up with a 1-1 draw. Good result for our boys. I think if you look in the past, we've always generally struggled against Grey Bloom, and that was a good result for us. We were happy with that they actually had to draw with us,
Yeah.
and that was quite special for the boys. They're obviously emotional that they lost it in the end. Not lost it, drew it in the end, but good result. Always fun having Wayne Kitsia and the Grey guys with us.
Yeah.
Such fantastic guys. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. And how's things been going at Fairmont?
No,
Fixture-wise, been playing a couple of games.
Yeah, it's been really good. We had our first fixtures last week against Sachs boys, so it was a nice little first outing out there.
Fun.
I think it was a good day out on Friday there. Nice venue out there in Newlands at Sachs, but unfortunately they did have the better of us, but our boys showed some fantastic hockey, some good grind, and we really pushed every single game to the last minute. So hopefully we've taken that into this week and can iron out the flaws that we had there and produce some good hockey against you guys.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you ask for from your boys? Must be quite similar for you guys playing against southern suburb schools, right? In terms of competition, or
Yeah, so in the last couple of years, especially on our boys' side, we actually have been pushing for that in the league to get into that fifth spot, and we have managed to take those positions. So we've always competed with them. I know last time we hosted Weinberg out here, our first side beat them 3-1, and the 14s had won 5-0. So
fantastic.
we have definitely improved our name in the Western Cape here, and we've got a fantastic program here. Robert Goslet, director of hockey, does an extremely good job really pushing and making sure that our program is as top as possible.
Yes.
Jody Rasmus working with the boys also fantastic. We got good coaching staff all the way around, and we're seeing the results slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you've got somebody with as much passion as Rob, you know, at the top, and that filtering through your systems, I mean, it can only be positive.
Yeah, definitely.
I say Fairmont, in all the years that I mean, from my days when I played against Fairmont's hockey's really picked up tremendously. So the PAARL boys will definitely have a tough game on their hands tonight.
Yeah, really looking forward to the next fixtures. A reminder that up next we have the under 16A boys at 6 o'clock, and after that at 7, the one that we're all waiting for. Final games for the matrics of PAARL boys. The first team Fairmont against first team PAARL boys is going to be an absolute crack. You definitely do not want to miss this. Make sure that you are there and watching. Thanks to ES Media for bringing this live action, and to the Supersport Schools app for streaming it, and another shout out to Balgatech Sports for all the sponsorship and for supporting Fairmont hockey. Inside the last 9 minutes of the first half, score 0-0 as we see Fairmont on the attack. Some advantage played there by Murray. We haven't seen too many clear-cut opportunities in this game. It's been more of a getting into the final third and the defensive units showing their strength and not allowing any clear-cut chances to happen. Hopefully the game can open up a little bit more, and the strikers can work out and get the better of the defense and put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think PAARL boys perhaps are struggling a little bit up front. They just seem to be a little bit too direct, and not really causing any headaches for the Fairmont defense. Whereas the Fairmont strikers seem to be getting in behind the PAARL boys defense, you know, just causing a few more headaches for them. And that just being the difference at this point in time. Let's see how long PAARL boys high can hold out for. So
Yeah.
Bryce, you formerly being PAARL boys high first team coach, you miss being out in PAARL. Happy to be back with your alma mater.
Yeah, so I really did enjoy my time out there. I was speaking to Liam about the Chum week and how that really was so amazing to be a part of. It's something I've never been a part of before, and it was really something special. It's a huge deal out there in PAARL, and yeah, I was part of it for 1 year, and I'm still proud to this day about it that we beat Chum that day. I was told the only fixture that mattered was the one against PAARL Chum, so glad that we got the win there.
So you've got a 100% inter-schools winning record.
Yeah, I thought I'd hang up my boots then. Yeah, I still remember that day. Anderson with some fantastic flicks there.
Yes.
I think he scored 2. One came off the upright and deflected in. He was a huge boy and a very quick flicker. It was very nice to coach him. I think we used that flick quite often that game. There wasn't much else that I was going to use.
Tall, lanky player, huh?
Yeah.
Justin Reed-Ross.
I know, it was fantastic. And it's great to have you guys here and hosting you. I remember the last time when I was coaching my Fairmont girls here, and then straight afterwards put on my PAARL boys top and coached against Fairmont. And the principal still looked at me and was like, what's going on here? But yeah, thanks for making your way out all the way here to Durbanville and for getting the fixtures. I'm sure the boys are going to be really excited.
Yeah, our boys have been excited about this all week. I've had so many phone calls today from parents asking, are we going to play the weather? And I just said, ma'am, hockey's a winter sport.
If you don't melt in the rain, we play.
It's going to take a little bit more than some rain for us to keep these boys off the pitch today.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad we stuck it out. We're having perfect weather here today.
Yeah, I'm sure the pitch is going to be nice and quick for the first team game later. I think it will make a nice fast-paced game, and it's going to be a very good one to watch. Coming up at 7 o'clock. And the 16A boys up next. As we're going into the final 5 minutes of the first half. 0-0. I'm sure we'll see a goal sooner rather than later.
You can almost feel it coming, huh?
The defense of PAARL again winning a free hit. Not making it easy for the Fairmont attackers. to find any space or to get into the circle. Fairmont with the high pressure, looking to turn the ball over as high as possible and create a counter there. Joel Brown just getting eliminated then. Ball thrown into the midfield, and PAARL Boys have it, but well defended.
Oh, once again, as I mentioned, perhaps PAARL Boys are just being a little bit direct up front, trying to play through their men. And Fairmont just snuffing it out. How's the Fairmont girls hockey team looking, Bryce? I know you're head of hockey there.
Yeah, so I'm the first team girls coach and under 14. First side, it's actually quite nice. We've got a nice spread of ages. We got pretty much five grade 10s, 5 grade 11s, 5 matrics, or 4 matrics, and yeah, so it's a nice young side. Lots of quality. Obviously, been a star from a bit of game time this year. So we got our first fixture on Friday night against Rustenburg girls. So we're all really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great game of hockey. Rustenburg, quite a good hockey school,
yes,
and it's going to be a highly competitive game. Friday night lights, girls have really missed it, so
yeah,
it's going to be nice to host Rustenburg this Friday evening.
Awesome, yeah, I'm sure that'll be quite special for the girls as well to get a bit of game time.
Yeah, definitely.
Still Fairmont on the attack, yeah. PAARL Boys High just seem to be struggling to get out of their half. Let's see what Fairmont can do with this ball. Plays the ball infield into the circle. And cleared out by the PAARL Boys defense. But here comes Fairmont again. And back. Couple of double turnovers.
Some double turnovers here. No one wants to keep the ball.
A little backstick there, is it going to be called?
I'm sure both coaches will have a chat to their teams and just ask them to be a little bit more careful in possession, and if you can't go forward, just hold on to the ball and make sure you string a few passes together, and then you'll create the gaps and create those opportunities where you can attack. But the double turnovers makes it a little bit of a scrappy game and a little bit more tougher for anyone to get a clear-cut opportunity, as we've seen in the opening 25 minutes.
Yeah, most definitely. PAARL Boys High just looking to go, through the middle of the pitch again. I'd like to just see them move the ball, around the halves, moving around the back. Oh,
It's a great
tight
receive.
ball, but it's a great receive from Macklin there. Good ball.
Some good vision into space there, unfortunately. Just missing the stick of his teammate there.
So you'll notice the PAARL Boys High team playing in some different jerseys. That's because we're making the transition to the new jersey. As you can see, it's got the blue stripe on the left and the lighter blue stripe on the right hand side. It's actually the very first pictured photo of the PAARL Boys High hockey team in 19.
As we see Uzi just putting it wide of the far post there. So that's awesome. You guys going back to
our
the
roots,
OG
yeah.
shirt.
Yes,
that's
yes.
awesome
In
to see.
1936. That is what the shirt looked like. We just thought the design of the shirt has changed so much in the past 10, 15 years that let's go back to our roots. We went to our archives and that's the photograph we found, and we decided to go back to that. And now that'll be the new PAARL Boys High shirt for the future.
It looks really smart, and I know Weinberg adopted the same concept where they went back to their original shirts, and it's pretty much the same. It's just white and blue. As you see a backstick shot by Ben, and it's just gone wide of the near post. Ball's gone through the fence. Umpire asking for another ball.
This time we got a hold of that backstick, unfortunately just off target.
As we go into the final 40 seconds of the first half, highly competitive game here between PAARL Boys and Fairmont High.
PAARL Boys High going down the middle of the field again, and once again being turned over. I think Saki Jones will have his turn talking to them afterwards.
As we see Joel Brown at the clever little lift over the stick, but well kept out there by the keeper. Great intercept, otherwise was going to a Fairmont player inside of the P spot. Might have had an opportunity just before half time, and I'm sure Coach Jared Curran would have loved to have gone 1-0 up at half time, but PAARL Boys goalkeeper saying no thank you, and he has cleared the ball.
And that's half time. 0-0. Fairmont definitely having the better of the first half. Let's see what the coaches say to them, and if there's any strategic changes at half time.
That's so Rowan. Going into your fixture a little bit later, let's chat about the first teams again. What is your approach to the game tonight? And obviously we've spoken about that. It's quite an emotional game for the boys, so I'm sure they're going to be fired up. You won't have to motivate them too much to go out there and play some great hockey. But what is going to be your plan tonight?
Well, our plan is pretty simple, Like I said, this is our first game in, let's say, 3 months. So, number one, are you smiling on the pitch? I think that's super important. I just want the guys to go out there tonight and have fun. This is really not a. It's a serious game. Every game's a serious game, but because it's the last game for them, tricks, we really just want to focus on them just going out and just having fun. But I'd say from a tactical point of view, we'll definitely be looking to attack a lot with our midfield. Creating nice 2v1s with outside halves, trying to hit the baseline hard, because I think our strength does lie in our midfield, and hopefully we can score a couple of goals moving up front. I think defensively we're hoping to be strong. Our whole defensive line, our back five essentially are matric, so we're losing all of those guys, and I think the main thing I said to the boys on Monday night was that this is a game where I'm literally going to give them tricks as much game time as possible.
No, definitely.
So even if you're a younger player and you might be a little bit better than a senior player, you just need to understand that the senior player will be getting the majority of the game time, tonight. So that can have an effect on our tactical process. But I'm just excited for it. I'm just excited to be playing. It's cool to be playing against Fairmont. Like I said, we've got good camaraderie with the coaches, and the banter off field and on field is quite good. And that's what it's about to me. I just want to keep establishing connections between the two schools.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be awesome. I think next 2 games are going to be of a very high level, and it could come down to a bit of tactical implementation by the 2 coaches as to who can win the game, because I think the teams could be probably fairly even, playing a similar style of hockey, and both obviously looking to enjoy the game tonight and
unfortunately
showcase
for
their
us,
talents.
Coach Elmar Liebenberg, the under 16 A team, can't be here tonight. He's working the graveyard shift. But I'm sure he'll be looking forward to, or he'll be streaming his game and looking forward to seeing what his team can do. Unfortunately, 1 or 2 of the boys in that team have succumbed to some injuries. And so they'll be playing with a few of these B team boys. But like I say, as long as the guys are out there on the pitch having some fun, that's what it's about.
I was actually looking forward to having a little catch up with Alma.
Yeah.
But Lisa told me earlier that he wasn't making it out today, unfortunately, due to the work. But
yes,
Alma, if you're listening out there, shout out to you there, boy.
And Alma's obviously had a lot of success with boys' eyes under 16As. 2 years ago, they ended up 5th in the country, which was, I think, the highest ever finish for a PAARL Boys under 16 side. So Almar definitely doing a good job with that side.
As we start the second half, 20 minutes to play, hoping that we can get something on the score sheet here. I'm sure, as we see a fantastic 1 touchdown there, definitely a good start for the PAARL Boys as they get the ball high up on the field, looking to create the first attack of the second half. But Reese showing his quality and turning that ball over.
Already a much better start from PAARL Boys High. You can just see that in the beginning there, they were moving the ball with authority. Ball went up the sideline and
exactly what you asked for. You asked him to play wide and got to go forward.
They managed to get into the opposition's 23. So.
Are you in Saki's ear? Yeah, maybe he's listened to what we're saying here. As PAARL Boys have the ball just outside Fairmont's last quarter.
3v2 on there. Perhaps you should have done a little bit better moving the ball.
PAARL Boys have definitely come out here in the opening minute and definitely shown their intent of what they plan to do. The first circle injury, and it is a Fairmont foot, and PAARL Boys have won a penalty corner. I don't think Coach Saki could have asked for a better start, bro.
Yes. I was just about to say, I think he definitely gave the boys a turn talking to. And they win their first penalty corner for the game. Let's see what they can do from the top of the castle.
Cameron Hardenberg in goals there, looking to keep a clean sheet.
No, I don't think there's any drag flickers in this team, so I think we're definitely going to be looking at some sort of variation. Let's see what they do.
Gone short, as I like to call it. Looking for the deflection far post. 2 players set up, 3 players in fact. 2 around the piece spot and a far post, and he's just managed to miss all of them. Good short corner variation there, really catching the Fairmont team off guard as they don't go to any of the trappers, and they've gone straight to the slip left, which I like to call short, and it's actually quite a good short corner. It's actually been implemented a little bit more in the modern game. Thank goodness the weather's held out a little bit here. It was raining quite hard earlier this morning and early afternoon here in Durbanville, but I can see a couple of blue skies around, so I don't think we can have much more rain, but definitely an icy wind in the air. Great weather to play hockey in.
Yeah.
This is great evenings to play. Don't get tired as quickly. You can run quicker, the ball's quicker, everything just works out for you here. This Fairmont have won a free hit inside the defensive quarter.
Fairmont opting to go through the middle. Managed to get it through 3 players there. Well done. Let's see what Fairmont can do here.
Uzi showing his quickness around, plays the ball across, Kamo with the
unlucky.
one time and just taking his eye off the ball and not making any connection, and to reel let off there for PAARL Boys. As was a great golden opportunity for Fairmont to take the lead there and get the first goal of the
Yeah,
game.
most definitely. Fairmont's right striker doing a great job there. Just catching PAARL Boys' highest defensive player a little bit high, and with a stick in one hand. And beating him and almost giving Fairmont the chance to open up the score sheet.
And PAARL Boys operating down that right hand side. Maybe it was some instruction from Coach Saki to use the right hand side sideline, and both times they've actually had a really good outlet pattern over there, so let's hope they can keep spreading the ball and creating some opportunities. We see a lovely ball down the middle on the backhand and some good aerial skills. PAARL Boys looking to get in the deep backhand. Umpire Marek deeming that dangerous, and it is a free hit to Fairmont High. It was a good attack by PAARL Boys down the left hand side over here. Unfortunately, just not being able to get into the final third there.
Yeah, definitely a more exciting second half, I would say. Both teams really trying to get onto the scoreboard first.
We see a good one touch into the midfield there and one out wide. Some good outletting patterns there from Fairmont's. Superb connections there. As we see Carl carrying the ball into the D's, pass it to Uzi. Unfortunately, the bounce of the ball just missing his stick, and it's gone out for a 16-yard row. And I definitely agree with you. It's been a great start to the second half. Opening 5 minutes has surely shown in the intent from both sides, and I'm certain that we will see a goal too in the next 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Both sides really pushing hard now. Let's see which one's gonna take it first.
Both coaches very vocal on the sideline, organising their teams accordingly. Both don't want to concede, but both are definitely pushing for a goal. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets the opening goal here. I think Ben a little bit lucky there as he hits the ball away after the whistle's blown. Good pass there, right foot pass there by Reese. There's lots of space for Fairmont to get into. They can find the correct pass, and Kyle's just passed it straight to the PAARL Boys player, but Eden picking it up again. Looking for Camo, and well disguised there by the goalkeeper, just letting it through his legs and out for a 16.
Yeah, once again Fairmont strikers doing very well to get in behind PAARL Boys' highest defense. It's really giving PAARL Boys' high defense some headaches.
And it's actually a long corner that's been given.
On the
And it's
reverse
a backhand.
leg. Oh,
and it's the back netting we see the ball hitting against there. Good save by the goalkeeper
Some
there.
Of the crowd had also thought that had gone in.
It's a supporter's goal, that one, but it's a long corner to Fairmont as we see Ben taking it.
Fairmont with a strike there, unfortunately just not getting all of it.
PAARL Boys sending their strikers nice and high and wide, stretching the defensive structure of Fairmont here.
PAARL Boys in a bit of trouble now. Francois Rodemeyer able to just clear that ball, but it turned over again. So little Liam could do down the left hand side here.
Some good working back there by Ben, making sure that he puts pressure on the ball carrier and wins the ball back. Actually sends Fairmont on a counter. Fairmont have some numbers up here.
Oh, great bit of
some
skill.
connections, but some good cover defending there. Some good hands over as well. Run into a little bit of trouble, but well dealt there by PAARL Boys. Free hit for Fairmont, and
great play from Fairmont here.
see he's into the circle. Uzi on the
Good
ball,
shot.
leaves it for Joel. It's another great save by the goalkeeper, getting for such a tall guy, getting down low to the right very quickly with his foot there.
And it's Stefan Fence's first game for the under 16B side.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
great
the
to see that.
16B goalkeeper tore his hamstring in a friendly last week Friday against the under 16A side. PAARL Boys we just had some internal friendlies, and the under 16B keeper tore a hamstring. So Stefan definitely proving his worth here,
Yeah.
stepping up.
Fairmont enjoying a bit of territory in the last couple of minutes. Alizé Cardo, and another great save. Definitely showing his worth here and putting his hand up for next year, saying to Coach Rowan, look at me, I can make saves, as Sam with Uzi, and it's a great combination, and it's come off the body, or there's a hack, the umpire is saying, and it is not a goal. Some good interplay there by Fairmont Boys. Thought they had got the lead in the first goal of the game, but unfortunately it stays 0-0.
Yeah, great play there from Fairmont. Just unlucky, I think, just catching the goalkeeper's stick. Lovely to see a little bit of sun coming out here.
Yeah, definitely.
If I were a player right now,
Straight on to us. At least we get to warm up a little bit now as well.
yeah, if I were a player right now, you know where I'd be standing.
Couple open players, Fairmont players in the D, but well intercepted. For those of you just joining us, you here with me, Bryce and Rowan, as your commentators at Fairmont. PAARL Boys under 16B versus Fairmont Boys under 16B. It's been a great game of hockey so far. No score at the moment, but we're definitely looking to get a goal soon, as we can see both teams pushing for that first goal of the game.
Yeah, so last 10 minutes left. Bryce, if you're on the side of the pitch as a coach, what instructions are you sending out to your team?
Yeah, I think I would definitely want to stretch the defense as much as possible and make the field as big as possible to create those spaces, and look to maybe not panic and play the long ball as quick and early, but maybe some combination play and work our way into the D.
Yeah.
And be clinical. Either if we can't get a shot off the target, it's just to win a PC and get a set piece going on. But I'll definitely be pushing some extra numbers forward and creating some headaches for the defending team. And yeah, it's the only way we're going to get our first goal is by getting more numbers ahead and making it tough.
Another great backstick shot there from Fairmont, but dealt with by goalkeeper Stefan. No, definitely, Bryce. I think just that applied pressure, at some point the opposition should break, huh?
Yeah, for sure. As we see PAARL Boys with the free hit inside, deep inside there. 23 Fairmont adopting quite a high press with the 2 year, not making it easy. Good high press. High press, high reward. Will they get the turnover they're looking for? Or Boys will be able to exploit the space. Some very smart hockey there, but unfortunately sitting straight to the Fairmont player. Fairmont have got the ball. Can they get a circle entry and an outcome from this attack as they look to connect with each other?
Great little touch there from the Fairmont player.
As the player goes down, but
Yeah, Fairmont
all
again.
legal. As Uzi's got the ball in front of the goal box again, cleared, and it's a shot, and it's a foot, and it is a penalty corner.
Great play from Fairmont there. As you mentioned, Bryce, just that applied pressure, continued applied pressure, showing the results.
Yeah, all you need is one mistake or 1 foot like that, and you get a set piece. And obviously, we know at short corners, it's the goalkeeper and 4 players back, and the attacking team can commit as many players as they want. So they're definitely numbers up, but at the same time, PAARL Boys have way more players in the Fairmont half, so there's definitely a counter attack on if they turn the ball over quickly. Just a bit of trouble at the PC defense, just putting the mask on. Obviously, safety of the boys, high priority in these situations. Modern game of hockey, we got some drag flickers, and it becomes fairly dangerous. And without these face masks, it could end really bad for the players. So
Definitely don't
we're
want to be
making
caught
sure
with
that
the
the
ball.
boys' safety is the high priority here before we get the short corner going.
Definitely don't want to get caught with the ball on the cheek, huh? So
Got the
Fairmont
first pass
there,
to Ollie, slip right to Carl, and it's a first time hit, and it's come off the PAARL boys' foot, and it's a re-award of a penalty corner here.
Oh, Fairmont going for the variation there. They've got a big boy on first castle. It looks like he can really flick a ball. So we're interested to see with the push maybe being a little straighter if he opts to take it himself.
Sure, Ollie would love to hear that. Do you think he's a top flicker? It comes to Carl again, and he's on the
unlucky.
angle, just slides off his stick and goes past the near post. A real let-off there for PAARL boys. And if they can move the ball quickly, there's a lot of space for them to attack into, which they have done. And players running through almost collected it, and it would have been an awesome little counter-attack. But Aiden, with a bit of speed injected there, starting the Fairmont attack.
I feel the PAARL Boys high team perhaps just going back to their old habits of playing everything down the midfield, and yeah, definitely not paying off for them. Let's see what they can do here though. Let's have an opportunity with a 2v1 on the outside here.
Some good handwork there, and PAARL boys have the ball inside the D here. Can they get a short corner or a shot on target?
Great defense from the
Great
Fairmont.
defense from Fairmont, and Fairmont themselves have a counter-attack on if they can move the ball. I think, yeah, it's, as you said, I think both teams being a little bit more direct in the last 5 minutes to go, both pushing to get the winner. I think one goal could seal the victory here.
Most definitely.
A bit of confusion, it's a long corner. PAARL boys have taken it, and Fairmont aren't set up. A lot of space, ball in, just not controlled, and Ollie coming and cleaning it up. Showing some good agility there, but PAARL boys have got it back again. Umpires playing advantage for them. Advantage is over. Can they get an opportunity here? Cameron Hardwick with a great clearance there. Hardenberg, sorry. It's come off the Fairmont stick there, and it should be a long corner. Good communication there between the two umpires. Let's hope Fairmont set up a bit of a better structure defensively than they did previously. PAARL boys a lot of space there.
Yeah, Fairmont's under a bit of pressure now. Let's see how they manage it. Jaden Yennis opting for it seems to be a crash ball there. Find the foot of the Fairmont player. PAARL Boys high with an opportunity, a big swing and a miss. Awarding the free hit to Fairmont.
Fairmont with the speedy attack, getting it quickly up to Kamo. But it's well defended again by PAARL Boys, been great in defense today. It's a lovely little ball into space, but the two players just not on the same page, and the ball's rolled out. 3.5 minutes to play. Up next, we have the under 16A boys game. It should be an absolute cracker of a game. We got our next commentator up there, warming his voice up. AJ Spierenshoek will be with us for the next 2 games. And we have Uzi behind the defense. He's got a lot of speed. Kamo's got behind his player. Can we see the opening goal? It's a square ball. Oh, great defense. Great scramble defense there by the PAARL boys player, and definitely a goal-saving tackle that.
Yeah, goalkeeper coming out, box open, and yeah, great scramble defense there from the PAARL boys high defender. The ball back to Fairmont. Let's see what they can continue to do with it.
In our final 3 minutes here, are we going to see a winner, or are these teams going to share the spoils today? It's a lovely ball out wide. A lot of space for PAARL boys on the right hand side there. Good patient hockey. This is what we like to see. Just some connections, making it tough for the defenders. And as you can see, keeping the possession.
Much better play from the PAARL boys high team. I think that's the first time they've connected more than 3 passes.
Yeah, it was really, really good passage to play there by the boys. Crash ball comes in, the deflection, but he's in front of the goalpost and it's just gone up for 16. So we're going to see both teams play a little bit of rush hockey, and I think this is where a few mistakes will come out, as we see Ollie just was trapping the ball and giving PAARL boys a free hit inside the 23. Aiden was a bit of clearance here, just hitting the ball up. I'm sure that Fairmont would want to go press this ball up in the corner there and try to turn it over. With 1 minute and 40 seconds to play, it's order play for you at Fairmont High School. A lot of space between the lines here. And again, that right hand side play by PAARL boys has worked quite well for them in the second half. And I think if they'd done that in the first half, they would have created quite a few more opportunities.
Yeah, most definitely. As you say, Fairmont opting for the full press, but perhaps just leaving a little bit too much space between their lines. PAARL boys are being able to get that ball through. Let's see what Fairmont can do. Yeah, unfortunate.
Kamo getting another opportunity, but unfortunately not trapping the ball, and it's just gone onto his foot. And another golden opportunity for Fairmont to get their first goal of the game. But PAARL boys on the attack now, as we see the lights come on here at Fairmont as the sun is setting behind us over here.
The 16-18 just starting to line up for their game. I think that's going to be a cracker of a game. So if you're tuned in, make sure that you stay tuned in to watch that game.
And we come to the final 30 seconds. Fairmont with the attack. It's onto Uzi. Oh, it's a good step there by the PAARL boys defender, and the Fairmont player has touched it last, and it is a 16. I feel that could possibly be the final attack of the game with the last 20 seconds, unless Fairmont can turn this ball over high and launch a quick counter-attack from their press, which they have done. Uzi on the ball, 13 seconds to play. Good tackle by the PAARL boys players, and a bit of a foul there by the Fairmont guy, and PAARL boys have cleared the line, and with just a couple of seconds to play, we hear the final whistle.
Yeah, you've got a feel for the Fairmont boys. I think they really had their opportunities. Unfortunately, just not able to capitalize. But good game.
Like you said, unfortunately the Fairmont boys just not clinical enough in the final D. But we have come to the end of the under 16B boys. The final score 0-0. Rowan, MIC of PAARL boys hockey, thanks so much for joining us in the commentary box here and for bringing PAARL boys out here today. For myself, Bryce and Rowan, we are out. Stay tuned. Up next,